So from our last session, there was the realization that the door can only be seen by certain people. There was a lot more discoveries regarding the devouring cave, with Imogen being summoned to it, and the group learning they have 9 days before the Ta enforcers will try to destroy the hate cyst. So we can continue progression on the devouring cave when Dino rejoins the story. For now, we can assume these are side activities or other moments within the 9 days. Rocky, do you have a story? Do you want to explore? Is it still the floating door, or do you want to start a new one?
I still have the door. I should work on the door. I'm a little single-minded.
And then Lance can join you.
If she wants, don't have to.
I only have one acumen left, so I can't.
And then you can join without benefit.
Yeah,
But remember, it does still connect to your Limerus Street.
perfect. Then in that case, I will join you and side solve my Limerin Street situation.
Kumbaga, it could be the two of you are discussing and you realize there's possible commonalities, or
Point where I know we figure out why our magic are sinking. Why you can call my demons.
There is that exploration. Although hindi ko officially na-call. Nakita ko lang.
so we could
I think I thought I failed.
open with the two of you at a public place, discussing things.
Sa may bahay ko. It's not a public place. People keep coming in.
Yeah, feeling ko kasi you won't have her visit eh. You'd rather meet her outside na lang.
I wouldn't have anyone visit, but they visit anyway.
Community center.
Yung totoong community center. I don't know why I keep imagining it's like the house in Hallertau. No, kasi community village, town center din yung Hallertau, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Board game.
We can go generic. Let's have you both at 0. 0 is the club / bar for all the Visley in Fartown.
There's a... Okay. I'm amused. There's a Visley bar.
The place is very inspired by the timeline. It's like a speakeasy type of bar. The bar is nondescript with just the glowing letters ZERO outside in the front. Inside the bar, the entrance to the bar is always the same. This heavy windowless black door that seems to be in need of paint. And then the flickering, buzzing neon sign that says 0. And inside the bar, you have a dingy, dimly lit, smoke-filled dive. There are peanut shells on the floor. It's slightly sticky from the spilled drinks. You have point lighting that keeps the place somewhat, calmer. And then on the side, there's a woman right now singing. Behind her, accompanying her singing, is a cello, a violin, a piano that are playing by themselves. And then not far from the table where the two of you are seated, there's this device on the corner. The sign says it's electronic love tester.
Okay.
So the machine has this two poles that a guy and a girl will hold, and then they'll see if they're compatible. That sort of thing.
Why is this an 80s bar?
In the far distant side, where the stools and the lights fixtures are present, the bartender, 0 himself, you assume, is there. And the bartender is a man in all white. White hair, white suit, white eyebrows. His eyes, however, are gold.
Okay, no, but not like, but practically albino.
Yeah. The two of you are there. We could assume you were walking and thinking about how to deal with things when the door caught your eye and you decided might as well step inside to continue the discussions. At that point in time, outside, thunder, lightning, and it seems to be on the verge of raining. How do you open the discussion, Lance?
Ah, I don't suppose you have any contraption that stops the rain, Maker? Otherwise, you're stuck here.
I could make one in time. Everything is just a question of time and materials. But no, I do not have one right now.
Referring to an umbrella, but I guess you have to make everything.
Oh, I also do not have an umbrella.
I see. Well, I guess you're stuck. What shall it be? I hear Zero here has a lot of interesting drinks.
Do you think he has root tea?
Turn to Zero's Zero, do you have tea?
Zero turns to look at the two of you. We can do tea if that is what you prefer.
Yes, please.
He reaches for something under the bar, and while he's doing so, he glances up at you, Lance. Would you have anything you're looking for? Or will you be having the same?
I ginger ale.
Glances at the two of you again and mutters, Shadow?
Yeah.
That makes more sense now. Smiles and ducks under the bar to clank and dig through things for a few seconds, and then, here we go, pulls out the kettle.
Okay.
As he starts heating water, he gives you two a bit of privacy to talk about the things you want to talk about.
Brings you outside your house, Maker. I had the impression that it took a lot of screaming and kicking and pulling to get you out.
I did no such thing.
I was under the impression.
Your impressions can be wrong. But I was hoping to do further study of the mysterious floating door in the park. I thought it could be somewhat connected to our recent encounter with
The cave?
the
The lacuna?
lacuna. Yes, because they shared similar traits, but alas, it indicated it was not related to the door.
Uh, once once this rain lets up, because that piques my interest, I suggest we open it.
Open the door.
Isn't that what you do to doors?
Well, it's no ordinary door. Not sure where it will go and what the consequences of opening it are. I was hoping to be a bit more prepared for it, but um, things have happened.
There for something you're not sure of.
It is along the lines of like how I was hoping to help. Names are not yet locked in. Imogen, um, by preparing a device that at least returned her home. Though the way that she ultimately explored the cave was nothing that could have utilized the device.
Theory has a physical manifestation that you can interact with. Have you ever heard of Limerin Street?
You end up pausing as you hear this. There's this brief moment of glimpses of a party. People laughing. One of them looking at you and saying, Oh, Gregory, the fact that you're here for the party is already more than enough. I mean, think about it. You're actually in Limerin Street. They all laugh. Faint memory.
It's noisy there.
Been there?
That's what I've heard. I do not like going.
You remember it.
I know a great many things.
The person I've spoken to about Limerin Street seems to forget it.
Loud whistling sound.
And I can't find it.
Know the kettle.
You turn to the bar and you see Zero holding the kettle up. transfers the hot water to a more dainty looking pot, gathers the things, and heads to your table. Some tea for you. And then he pulls out a small gold cage from one of his pockets, and there's a different tea lined up on it, small sachet. And for you, stops and stares. Oh, what did you ask for?
Ginger ale.
Okay with this.
Right, ginger ale. He stops and reaches for his side, pulls out what seems to be a thermos. His other hand pulls out a glass that he places on the coaster. As he shakes the thermos, you see it get bright. He asks you, did you want it warm or cold?
Warm.
Opening the container, it pours, and you smell the ginger ale you were hoping to get. It smells like the very type you were hoping to get.
Interesting.
Completely pouring it, closes it, and with a smile, he glances at you both and admits, been quite a while since I've seen you both here.
I don't think I've been here before.
Oh, that was way back during the war. He smiles, and with that he pulls out a small strip of paper which he pushes against the table. The paper has cutouts that look like hands, and they grip the table. He heads back to the bar. Give you again room.
Planning to open your door.
It's not my door. It is a door. Although it does seem to have a bit of a resonance for wicked keys.
What do you mean?
The door is locked, and when I did lift wicked key up close to the lock, it began to vibrate in my hand. But I was not prepared to expend such a treasure right away. Wicked keys aren't exactly easy to come by.
What was your next step?
I had considered fabricating a key and see if it could function in a similar manner, but that seemed a bit beyond me. And by then, people kept coming in asking for things. I still have a rucksack to mend. Otherwise, I
There?
will have a new
What?
tenant. Yes, it confuses me as well.
What? I have a wicked key that I have no use for.
Is that so?
And you have knowledge of Limerin Street, having been there.
I don't have extensive knowledge, but I do remember it. Is that novel in itself?
Do you remember how to get there?
Do I?
Your headaches. Migraine.
Hmm. It seems I am painfully unable to do so.
No. Seems I have something you want, and you have nothing to trade for it.
That is true, so we shall not make a deal.
You wound me. Deals are my lifeblood. Tell you what. Let's go open that door with this key, and then we'll figure out a later payment.
That makes me feel uncomfortable.
Tell you what. Once this rain is over, I'm gonna go over to that door and open it with this key, and you can follow or keep wondering what's on the other side.
I'm not committing to a course of action, but I may follow you after our drinks. And the rain lets up. This is not a deal.
Oh,
Is that how you got into your current situation? Propensity for making deals.
propensity for gambling. But I find that deals are actually easier on the wallet.
I feel like making deals with demons sounds like very extreme gathering.
Taught that it's dangerous, but I haven't actually seen the danger of it all. So I guess I am trying to push my luck.
Mm. Well, that is your life. I will not interfere.
And you have absolutely no compunction to Again, try and see what's on the other side.
I do want to discover the purpose of it, but I would not equate it to the level of a compunction. I have very good self control.
Yes, at the end of your life, is that what you're going to tell yourself? I have very good self control.
Yes, I have it written down.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad I had a very good self control. And whatever's beyond that, beyond any doors, can stay there.
I could live with this.
That is terrible.
The problem is people constantly coming into doors, even though they should not be meant for that purpose.
You try to lock.
The door will not lock. It just keeps opening with customers.
Perhaps you're not meant to be on that side.
That side of what?
That side of the door.
It's my home. I've worked hard on it. I'm not going to just pack it up into a backpack.
Zero comes by the two of you again and pardon the intrusions, gentlemen and ladies men. He pulls out two drinks that's on the tray. A pair of Rolaids for you both. Courtesy of motions to one side of the bar. The reporter. In the distance, you see a woman who seems to glance at you both and raises a hand as if to get your attention.
Boy, you're about to have company.
It's a curse.
Wave back! Come here!
The woman sees you wave back and literally pulls out a telephone from what seems to be her purse. Seems to quickly say something on the phone and then plunges it back into her purse. Stands up and approaches you both. And with a full smile on her face, Arya North smiles. Porter for the Daily Size. We've been distributed throughout Fartown and parts of the Hollows and Lower Taverswood. I was hoping for a chance to meet with you
The
both.
daily, sorry, what?
Daily Size. Sites. SIGHTS.
Oh.
I recognize you both prior to the war. I wasn't a reporter yet then, but my mother always said I did have quite a photographic memory. If you'll give me a moment.
No.
Okay.
He looks at you a bit surprised.
I do not see why we would have to give you a moment.
Oh, it's just that I could print out the memory if you wish to see what I remember.
No.
Squeezes her fingers together. I remember you both as being quite instrumental. You were all part of an organization back then that contributed greatly to the war effort. I'm afraid I don't quite remember the name of the group.
I do not consent to this discussion.
Off the record then?
No.
Confused.
To be fair, I will not drink your drink.
It's already paid for. Glances at you, Lance. Or have you been indulging in the drink?
Yes.
Your first sip, and it was fruity, almost cherry with a touch of lime and something heavy that's alcoholic.
Oh dear.
But then your second drink, and suddenly it's rum.
Interesting.
On your third sip, you pull back with a gasp because it's now tequila.
Oh. Okay, that's interesting. What is it that we can do for you exactly? You've been offering to print out memories for us. How can we help? How can I help since my companion here does not consent to it?
Thank you.
She smiles and mutters, "Well, to be honest, I'm simply hoping to find a new headline to share for the daily sites. The Editorials have been insistent of no longer speaking of the war, and it's quite frustrating, to be honest, because there seems to be so many stories that yet to be told about it. And I remember your group was you were a known name. There were there were 8 of you, and you see you're
Look,
struggling.
I'm terribly sorry, but the war was simply a lot for my companion. Um, it's hard on both of us. But I am going to talk to you about it. I write down my address and a piece of paper. We can talk about it when we can talk about it separately when it won't affect my companion so much. How does that sound?
She does not answer. As you're staring at her, it seems she's frozen completely still.
Oh, did she die or something?
Did you break her?
I hope not.
The two of you look at her. Her eyes are still open. She's not moving. You snap in front of her a few times. She still doesn't respond. And then, after what seems to be 2 seconds, she continues as if nothing had happened out of the ordinary and mutters, "It's simply my attempts to find something to write about that hopefully will allow this daily sites to have it published. I," and she stares at you both. "I did it again, didn't I?
Where did you go?
I apologize. I have these moments. Not aware when they happen. But my mother says that it's almost as if I'm lost in my thoughts."
That seems to be a fair description of your mental state.
"What about your companions? Where have they all gone?"
Once again, it is a painful topic that distresses my companion right now. So if you wish, we can speak of it at another time at my place.
"Oh, I'm sorry. Was that something you discussed while I was
Oh,
thinking?"
I guess so. I'm not sure when it started. Here, slide her my address.
Stares at it, eyes widen. She looks at you, and then looks at the maker, and then back at you.
Headline. How about how how the caverns, how there are people stuck in the caverns, and how I forgot what they were called. The enforcers. Um,
The
the
Ta
ta-
enforcers,
the Thai
THAH.
enforcers simply want to decimate that cave and the people in them, including the people in them.
Her eyes widen. She leans closer. "Are you saying it might be a hate cyst?"
That literally did not say anything like that.
It was a hate sister.
She reaches into her bag. "May I please have this on record?"
Oh,
"But you don't understand.
no, I do. I was there.
You were all in the cave?"
Not, I don't know what you mean by all. You were not.
She stares at her hands, frustrated she can't pull out her notes to write stuff down. She looks back at you, Agatha.
Um, Gregory, and said, We can give the girl this. It is something people deserve to know about, and perhaps with enough clamor, we can have more time before they decide to eviscerate the cave."
Time. You mean the Ta enforcers are already aware? Which means they're planning to excise it then.
I glance at Gregory. Yes.
Oh. Oh. She reaches for the drink she bought you, Rocky, and she downs it.
I feel even less obliged to speak now.
This is big. This is huge. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And
Should I keep your names off the paper?
yes.
Yes.
She nods and pulls her hand back into her bag, pulls out the phone complete with cord, the receiver complete with cord. And as she starts talking, I have a headline! And she rushes for the door as she exits. For the brief moment when the door slid open for the reporter to leave, I'll allow both of you to roll. I guess the closest thing to perception would be seeing through deception.
Oh, I have a 1 there. So what does that mean again for skill?
So it's one less difficulty. The difficulty was 6, so it's down to 5. And then you could spend one perception, Bene, to bring it down to 4.
I also have a one there. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
It's a 1d10.
So both of you are difficulty 5 instead of 6, and you roll a d10.
should we have reset use
Yes.
display from that session? Okay.
All used this
I
back.
got a 5.
Uh, I'll spend one.
Agatha succeeds with a 5. Gregory succeeds with a 7. You both watch as she hurriedly pushes the door open, phone against head to step out. But as the door swings open, outside it's blue light with a blizzard. And as she steps out, the door closes. You both glance to the side. You're looking out one of the windows of Zero, and you see the streets outside. There's no blizzard. There's no blue lights.
Barkeep.
Zero turns to look at the bartender. Turns to look at you from behind the bar with the neon sign that says Zero.
Does does your door have different climate than your window?
I have many doors.
Just the main one.
Yes, there are legion of them.
One moment. I stand up and go to the door and I open the door.
You see the street outside. You see the balloon guy in the distance making more balloon animal. You see the park in the distance.
I close the door. I go back to the table.
Close the door, and as you're turning to go back, the door opens and you see a couple that steps in and they're laughing. But outside the door, you hear the lapping sounds of waves. You see a sandy beach. You see the golden waters. And then the door shuts closed.
Huh? I go up to the bar. Zero.
Looks at you. Yes,
Is your door one of those doors that brings in customers from random places?
it is a legion.
You've said that once before. What do you mean?
Romance. Not everything is built to simply be one thing. You should know this.
Are you able to close the door at night
Yes.
so that no one comes in?
If I chose to, yes.
How?
You ask the door. He stands up, goes down to where you are. Attention, everyone! Attention! This will only be a moment. Please do not be alarmed. Then he goes to the door. Please stay locked. You hear the door, what sounds like a sliding lock, latch into place, and then chains and gears locking into place.
I've never tried talking to my door.
Have you appeased it yet?
What?
Colloquy. Demon doors are notoriously hard to bargain with. He heads back to the bar.
I do not have a demon door.
Help?
I don't think I do.
I can check. Please let me see your door. What sounds wrong?
I've already seen my door.
I've seen it.
It's all right. Open up. The door seems to make sounds of unlocking, and then it opens. A woman steps through, and the woman looks around, tries to fit her massive gown through. Then a bunch of fish are flying around her, and they duck under her skirt again as she steps inside. That's when you see beneath her large bonnet hat, it's a fish face. Zero, my love. She approaches the bartender with a smile a fish could smile. I will need my usual. A wardrobe change, please. Zero smiles. Wardrobe change coming
Can
up.
order that?
Lance, you're staring at your roulette. You're down to the last sip.
Wardrobe change. I'm just kind of staring at the fish lady.
You see he pulls out the drink. It's served in what looks like a test tube. She takes it and gives him a few coins as payment, mage orbs as payment. And as she drowns it, her clothes start swirling around her. And the next thing you know, what was an earlier Victorian large dress with a extended skirt, it now turns into this more layered robe-like thing where the robes are all almost transparent and light. Now the flying fish are able to spread out, holding it in different directions. This is perfect. You always knew what's best for me, Zero. And paying with the orbs, Zero smiles and slides them all under the table.
Those.
Hmm.
You return to the table, Rocky?
Yes.
Welcome to Zeros. The Visley bar.
I do not like this place.
So outside, it's like drizzling lang.
Looking out the window, it's still overcast with lightning flashes on occasion. It has not started raining. Alam mo yung parang any moment it might drop na.
Wala.
Sorry, you cut out for a brief moment.
May delay yung noise cancelling mo.
No. Zero. Do you have a raincoat for sale?
Looks at you. I'm afraid I do not create fashion.
All right.
I could offer you a wardrobe change. I'm afraid for that one I will have to charge you.
Do you know if it's going to be waterproof wardrobe?
Well, that's up to you. He
Oh.
smiles. Be warned, however. Such things are never without price, and typically, clothes you wear now will be replaced forever.
Normally, I jump at the chance of a gamble, but perhaps not today. Maker, you're willing to pay for clothes that will keep us from the rain?
No.
I guess we're stuck here.
Or I could just go home.
I'd like to meet your demon door.
Weren't you going to go to the door on your own and I'm just not following you now?
I'm not going to ask for anything. In fact, I'm here to offer my services, making you not the shop for once.
I do not trust your wares. I understand your supplier.
Trust my supplier or my wares. You just need to trust, well, me.
That does not do you any good. Plus, my coat is sturdy enough. It'll deal with a spot of rain. Stand up. Here long enough. More people are gonna come in, and I do not like more people.
Yeah, start heading out.
Gather your things. Looking at the paper, Zero comes up. It's all good. Just cleared out your last tab. Any future visits, I'll expect some obs.
Sure.
Really nice seeing you both again.
But he says that.
You, however, looking
Oh.
at you, Agatha, you surprise me.
I cleared out my tab last time.
Oh, my dear, you never had one. Heads for the bar. Can I help you? You see a pair of floating balls in front of the bar that squeal and show light, and he mutters, "Very well, a white noise to be shared, not a problem." Sorry, we can't hear you.
And that's not gonna start now. You know, that was my good reputation. I'm gonna start paying for my shit now. I'll pay how much my ginger ale was.
I do not remember running a tab.
Alright. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna head out. Is the maker headed to his home? That direction? Whatever that is.
Are you headed to the door?
Yes. Unless you're headed to your home.
The park.
I'm standing outside the bar, waiting for you to move first.
And I head towards the park.
You start walking your way towards the park. Gregory, you see she's headed towards the park.
I follow about 10 paces behind.
And as you two walk for the park, two balloon animals run between your legs, chasing after each other for a brief moment.
This business is so good.
A man at the street corner sees the two of you and pulling his robe, his collar high, he starts whispering, "Spells? Spells? Charms? Spells?" Keep walking.
Yeah.
As you continue walking, he sees you moving. Sigils. X's. I'd even throw in a monograph.
Much is it?
Looks at you as you answer. He leans a bit closer. Well, depends on what you're getting, of course. Spells have levels. Levels mean more.
I need some sort of protection charm.
Protection from what? From danger? From pain? From water? Love?
Death.
Oh,
Ah,
it's not minor magic. It's a bit more difficult, I'm afraid.
it's quite all right.
Oh, he starts hurrying, walking away from you both. And above, you see three guys riding wooden horses in their gold and red suits. You see him hurry away from you, two of you, and turn a corner immediately.
Contraband.
Contraband spell selling.
I love it. That's what I'd be doing if I wasn't working with demons. I would definitely do that. Okay. Fine. He's heading off. I said, go to the door. Let's do it.
Continue towards the park with the maker following quietly. You're starting to get you're starting to accept that he's the kind of Wesley who doesn't seem to be much for words. Not the best thing in the world, but at least you're starting to realize it's not you that he's avoiding. It's just that he's really not someone who talks to people. And that kind of helps you feel a little bit better.
Fine.
Entering the park area, you see the people that are enjoying the park and the warm autumn sunlight. There's a family of 5 children, and they're all right now seated on the blanket, all creating sandwiches. Their adult companion, this maid, is seated in one side with a basket, and she's now pulling out from the basket what seems to be cans of maybe soda or some drink. On the opposite side, you see around 6 dogs that are enjoying a lot of running around and play amongst themselves. Occasionally, one would grab something, the 5 others chase, and they run back and forth and all this and that. You see a large tree nearby, and on the tree, there's a lot of markings on the trunk. You know how people would carve their lettering and the like. You notice at the foot of the tree, there is a pale woman, braid hair, pale skin. It takes you a moment to realize that she is utterly devoid of color. You think her dress is a blue dress, but looking at it, it looks more gray than blue. And you notice the gemstones around her neck that looks like a ruby necklace. But again, it's the dull red to the point that it's more gray than not. And that's when you both realize, oh, it's someone from the Pale,
Oh,
also known as a ghost.
Hmm.
And you see her looking at the tree and staring at it.
just
Finally, in the distance, you see the door, standing floating in the clearing. No one else in the park seems to have noticed it.
I head for the door.
You see her heading straight for the door, and thunder rumbles this moment.
Stay at the periphery. Although I look into the nearby shrubbery for like. Do I see the cat again?
Yes. Blue stares at you from the depths of the shrubbery. Blue's eyes, brilliant against the dark of the leaves. And you hear Blue. Oh, thank goodness. Those mongrels have been hunting for me. And I asked to have your shoulder.
You can ask, but you will not get it.
Such a pity. You approach the door, Agatha, and you could see the white door. As you walk around it, you're starting to notice the distinct 8 shadows. It looks like a compass arrow.
Pull out my wicked key and glance at the maker.
As you hold the key out and you stare at it, you start to feel the whole thing shaking. The key is starting to leave weird after images as it's shaking, and every now and then you think the key looks like it's a different key. It's jagged, it's round, it's curved, it's flat, it's straight, it's rectangular, it's diamond shaped, it's jagged, it's shifting. Thunder rumbles a second time, and this time, Rocky, you can smell the metallic tang in the air. Blue looks up and mutters, "Oh no, this is not going to be rain."
What do you mean?
Smell it, the blood in the air.
Excuse me?
Yes, it's definitely a metallic smell.
Merde. This is key fall.
Oh,
Kind of keys. The fall.
What else? Wicked ones.
Mm.
that's convenient.
Have you seen anyone get through the door?
Looks at you and shakes its head, but it seems to be glancing at the other people in the park. Should we warn them?
It is what it is, and there's only so much time, but you are free to do so if you wish.
It looks at the door and seems startled. Someone else? Someone else who sees.
Sees what? Oh yes, the door.
And she is with you?
No?
You are right. She is not with you.
Uh, what?
Thunder rumbles louder than ever. Dogs all look up, and with a whine, they break off and start running. They scatter into different alleyways. The woman with the children look up. The woman and the children look and panically turns to her children. We have to go, children. It is key fall. Carry the baskets. Cover your heads. Remember, do not let the keys hit you. Those things bite. And the children, yes, Mary, mother. And they start getting their things. As people start to scatter and move, we cut back to you, Agatha. He's shifting, changing every now and then.
Go for a keyhole and stick it in.
You see the door, and as you're bringing the key in, with your hand trembling with each change of the key, you see the keyhole shifting as well in shape. Straight, round, squarish, triangular.
Before I open the door, I try talking to the door and I'm like, can I get in?
You stare at the door, hoping for a response. See none.
Try.
This isn't a Legion door, it seems.
I tried. At least I'm not rude to the door. Open it.
Loud thunderclap, lightning flashes, blinding you briefly as you bring the key towards it. Then you hear it. Same with you, Rocky. Imagine if you get a drawer filled with spoons and forks, and you start opening it so you hear when the utensils are shaking. It's that sound coming from the sky. And from the clouds, you could see all these glistening metal things that are becoming more visible. Please roll a d8 for me.
It's a 6.
And as the key slides in and latches on as you turn it, you hear the door unlocking. The door begins to slide open, and Rocky, on your end, you see the brilliant glow of light emerging from the open doorway in front of Agatha. She has successfully opened the door.
Oh.
But at this moment as well, from the heavens, keys start falling to the ground. Everyone else who has been preparing for it are protected, covered in some way. The two of you, since you are both not as directly prepared for this, you will both have to roll to withstand.
And then can boost with what? Physicality?
You can boost your physicality.
Spend one. I also have a skill in withstand.
Your difficulty is 8.
Oh my god.
Going to spend physicality as well.
Wait, but with my it's roll above, no? Above. Okay, then I succeed already. But I spent skill. I mean, I have acumen and I have a skill and I spent physicality.
As the keys fall, you raise part of your coat to block it. One of the keys latches onto your coat, the teeth biting into the cloth. As it latches onto you, however, key's presence makes you feel sick. And you know this feeling. It's not the key's fault. You have too many ephemera with you.
Oh shit.
Because the keys are adding to my load.
The
limit.
key you The key that got caught on your clothes is adding to your load, basically.
Yeah, shake it off.
It drops to the ground, and as it drops to the ground, it's sizzling in the grass. But you realize more will start hitting you unless you take cover. In the distance, the mom with the children are all running, and as they're running, she yells, "Hurry, children, in line!" The children all rush in line, and as they're now running in a line, it's suddenly very Matryoshka. The front child throws her upper body, the younger one jumps in, and so on
Ah.
and so forth until there's just one child now. I got you! The mother runs off with the child.
Uh, uh,
Dogs are gone, and the keys are falling. Lance, you failed.
yeah.
The key that falls scrapes against your shoulder, tearing part of your skin open, so you take a
Oh.
wound. Sorry, you take a injury pala. Injury pa lang. You take an injury. Wounds is the bad ones eh. You take an injury as it scratches over your shoulder, then it lands onto your open hand. It's almost like these keys want to be received.
The key, no? Hey, it's another key.
Lance, this is your second wicked key, and you are allowed 3 ephemera, so you're fine. You're not feeling sick when this lands on you. So you could write down that you have 1 wicked key because you've spent the other.
Yep.
With the key that you spent, it continues to rotate around the door keyhole, and the door that's open is you rolled kanina a 6.
Yes.
Pale white light. Step through.
I was hoping to get shelter.
As you lunge forward to step through the doorway, Gregory, you see Agatha stepping through the doorway. More keys are hitting the ground and bouncing.
You need shelter, Blue. Shall we try the door?
Blue nods. I don't think you have much of a choice. As she rushes for the door.
I run also.
You both leap through the doorway, and the key fall is gone behind you. If this was a show, we linger in the park a bit more. More keys crashing on the ground, more keys hitting the trees. In seconds, after no one has picked up the keys, they dissolve and melt,
Oh wow.
turning into water. See a few who step out and yeah, and then got one.
Wow.
And then others are sweeping it out of the doorways, not having it again, never having another one of those again. And just as suddenly the rain stops, key fall ends, and life seems to go back to normal. We open Act 2, which will be the second half of the game, and keeping in mind this will not end in a cliffhanger. I'm just getting to the right page. You look around you. Agatha, you're thankful not to be alone. You see the blue cat that's beside you both, and you see Gregory, who seems to be breathing heavily and checking his coat that has a few torn tears on it.
Yes.
But then you both look up to see the sun in the sky, and you see it's a pale sun against a bleak sky.
I asked Gregory. Well, actually, I asked anyone in general. Did we die?
No, but we are close, Blue mutters, looking at Gregory if he realizes also where you are.
At least we're out of the storm.
This is the pale sun. This is what the shadow believes to be the opposite of life. This is the kingdoms of death.
Did we satisfy your curiosity, Maker?
To some degree.
Now what?
Well, we're not trapped, Blue tells you. And as you both turn to Blue, you see Blue is staring at the doorway that's still hanging midair. Outside, you could see the key fall rain still happening at this point, of course. But then you also both notice the key that is very slowly turning inside the keyhole.
Is that like a timer?
Looking at it, your mind starts looking at the number of turns, and you think so. If looking at its rate of movement, doing a full rotation to complete a twist, you think you have at most an hour or two.
Let's keep it to an hour. Though I'm assuming the keys go both ways. Anything else of immediate interest?
Scanning your surroundings, you could see a massive city in the distance. The city is has high white walls, glass present in so many portions. There are tall spires that reach for the sky and scratch against the clouds. In the side of the city, you see a high cliff that hangs over the city. You could hear music, you could hear laughter. Opposite the city, you see the gray waters of a vast sea. The waters churn and crash against the tide, crash against the reef. Somewhere in the distance of the water, you could see lights. They might be from boats of some sort. And the current area you're standing on, it's this barren tor that's punctuated with blackish streams. There are no plants about you. No grass, no shrubbery, no trees. And as you look around, the place is littered with things. Half-buried sword, a almost completely buried helmet, the heel of a boot, the portions of a wheel, and it's that point you both realize, oh, it's like these barren lands are like battlegrounds, minus all the corpses.
Hmm. Starting to not like this door.
There's a city. We can go check that out.
I do not think the city is within an hour's travel time. Both ways. We may get stuck here.
Key is turning the clock. Does it stop the clock if we pull out the key?
Blue looks at you. That is a curious question, and for some reason I am terrified.
I'm with the cat.
Do you pull the key?
The card is getting pulled out first. What's our new card?
Our new card is the Conspirator.
Great.
Value 7, Secrets, Ravens, Books, and Flame, meaning upheaval, hidden agendas, and gossip.
You're really gonna want to go to the city.
Pull out the key.
Ah!
As you pull the key out, we hear the whirling sound and the like, and the door slams shut. You see brilliance of lights, and then the 8 shadows disappear and leave only one shadow.
Is it pointing in what direction?
Opposite the door. So if this was the door, sa likod niya. Blue looks at you and mutters, now that is new.
Now I think we have time.
I suppose we do. Assuming we can open the door again.
I'm going to tell you right now, Maker. I don't have any safety nets this time around. Just a heads up.
Hmm.
Oh, shall we?
What about your Raphael?
I don't like calling on him when I'm already in, well, maybe ankle deep in shit.
Looks at you. Why is this shit?
I'm already in trouble.
It is an unwanted situation. Human thing, I guess.
Enforcers. Blue mutters, and in the sky you see skeletal horses. 3 riders close in. Unlike the Tha enforcers, these 3 riders are not in red and gold with wooden horses. Instead, they're riding bone horses. They're covered in what seem to be ringmail armor that's been hammered with epitaphs and black, charred cloth as robes and capes. As the enforcers land close by, one of them steps down from its bone horse and approaches the 3 of you. Papers? Do you have papers?
What kind of papers?
You are in the Deathlands. I take it you are still alive.
Yes.
And this is no place for you unless you have papers.
Oh, but we just came through a door.
What door? Stares and sees nothing. The 3 of you look at each other. Yep. Only certain people can see the door. I really wouldn't want to take Too much time. I have a game to go to. Papers.
Is there some sort of identification for this setting?
Yeah. You pull out your quote unquote passports that show that you are Visley. The army official stares at them and shrugs. I can see you're alive. It doesn't matter which sun you're from. Do you have papers authorizing you to be among the dead?
Uh, no, I suppose not. But we also did not expect to be in the land of the dead.
The cat blue turns to Agatha. Shit.
Well, you see, as my companion here says, we were led here by a door, which means you might have a problem with more and more living entering your plane of existence. So, we're trying to figure out how to stop that.
Stares at you, tries to make sense of what you just said, and finally asks, so have you come here to bring doom tidings? Or are you here for a short amount of work?
Short amount of work.
Glances at Gregory. Not entertainment. I am aware there are those who have attempted to make tourism of the dead.
No, not entertainment.
Glances at Blue. Are you a pet or a companion? Both? Very well. Short-term passports. One day,
More than enough.
pulls out his sword.
Is this necessary?
Well, it's either you have single entry passports, or I send you back home, or hold you in prison for trespassing.
Go back home.
I guess passports.
He turns to face away from you, Agatha, at Gregory. Do I have your consent?
Do what?
He
He's
raises the
giving,
sword back. Pulls the
he's
sword
giving
back.
you a one-way ticket here!
Are you going to kill me?
Single entry. Temporary for a day. That's what you requested, yes?
How do you undo it if you kill me?
This is the pale.
Sir.
I think we can
Yeah,
just
I
leave.
think we can go.
I'm afraid the warden is very far from here, and it will take you a while to get there. I am not even aware if a sunship is ready to sail to bring you back where you wish to go.
See, we can exit over.
Could you give us a moment to talk, and we shall confirm our travel arrangements?
You see him reaching into his pouch, and he pulls out a shroud, and on the shroud you could see animated visuals. And in one of them you could see there, and the game's opening is starting in a few moments. We can't wait to see who'll win this. He crumples it back into his pocket. Don't take too long. I don't want to miss this. It only happens every 300 years. And he limps back to his companions.
I pull Agatha to the door. Open the door! Open the door!
Open the door! Open the door! Shit.
You hold out the key. It does not shake this time. It's just in one position. And as you stab it into the door, it opens. You see the park and all. Three of you hurry through. As you hurry through and glance back one last time, the guards are still talking. They did not even notice the door or hear it open or anything. And as the door is closing, the guard starts to look up, but he doesn't seem to react, as if he doesn't see any of you there. The door is closed. You're back at the park. You see the 8 shadows. You see the door is still circling. And you hear Blue. He was right, though. Passage between the suns. There are wardens to visit and sail ships to ride. This door. The 8 shadows.
8 destinations?
The 8 suns.
Oh.
What sort of magic has created the portal to the 8 suns? And why are we the ones who can see it?
That is a good question.
Maybe next time we should prepare contingencies.
I'm going home.
Wait, I want to see your demon door.
Hey, you've seen it. It's not a demon door. Walking away.
Fine. You'll need me if it is indeed a demon door. You know that I just let him walk off.
As you split off and we'll have a separate closing, cut back to the pail briefly. Lieutenant? Sir, did you see where they went? No, sir. Scout! Sir. Hunt them down. You can't have unregistered breathers in the pail. Yes, sir. I shall call Cerebrus. I have a game to catch. And the three separate in the pail. Glimpses of this world. Sobrang interesting world. Closing scene. Rocky, any specific thing you want to target? Neighbors.
My door.
You're standing in front of your door. And then that's when you catch it. One of I mean, so wood, the whirls and stuff. One of the whirls seems to, it adjusted in.
Are you a demon door?
It looks at you again.
Are. Are you a demon door?
You hear a rattle and you realize the parang ring thing to pull it.
That sounds wrong. Is it in a discernible code?
No.
Nothing I recognize. Why do you keep letting people in?
Marking, you now realize, looked like a crudely shaped eye. Both are looking at you and you think that's a furrow. Parang, don't like it.
Too many people.
Eye seems to widen.
Can we choose when we will let people in?
The ring twists almost to a smile.
Then I do not wish to be disturbed for the rest of today. Can we do that?
The door suddenly opens. You see Imogen. Hey! She gets slammed shut.
I reach out and at the door, good door, and take a step back.
As you head back to your workshop, feeling triumphant, I think I'm going to get a chance to rest.
Or work. There's still the backpack. The jacket.
You approach the jacket to see if he's still there. Camera zooms in on the door. The lower part of the door opens, almost like a cat door hatch. Then, pink, small dish lands in front of the door.
Huh?
You glance back. Like a dog dish.
Do I need to feed the door?
You're staring at the door.
Oh no. Like a story I have to buy. Okay.
And Lance, any closing you want to explore?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Or you want to try checking on your neighbors? Or
Let's check on Aziraphale. I'm gonna have tea with him.
visiting a Seraphel, knocking on the door, he sees you. Ah, perfect. I just prepared some tea.
I did not have tea yet. That's great. In fact, I was just over at the Pale Sun.
Eyes widen. What?
I went over to the Pale Sun. Apparently, he needed like a day pass of some sort.
You're in the land of the dead.
Yes,
Good heavens, you didn't head straight here afterwards,
I
did you?
did.
You're normally traditionally expected to stop somewhere else first.
I didn't want to go directly home, so I stopped over here first.
Oh, you cruel, wicked woman.
You
He
like?
smiles. It's all right.
Yes,
Nothing I cannot handle.
exactly.
Come inside. Come inside.
Wonderful time. Yeah, go ahead.
What brings you to the pail? He prepares the tea.
Door at the park.
Hmm?
Have you seen the door at the park?
He continues stirring the tea. What door?
All right, you have not. Somehow there is a door that only I and Gregory the Maker can see. We opened it, it led to the pail.
Now that's interesting. That sounds like a consecrated artifact or spell, depending on what it truly is in terms of its nature.
The cat says that there's a good chance it can open to any of the 8 suns.
Hmm. You wouldn't perchance mean blue.
Yes.
I despise that feline.
You don't despise anything. What are you talking about?
There are there are limits that I will not cross, and I'm afraid blue is among those that has crossed my limits.
I want to dearly ask how, but I sense that you won't appreciate that. So,
Oh, it's a horrible story, and I'm afraid if I tell you, you will never look at blue the same way again.
I do love horrible stories.
Then you will allow me to offload on you.
Oh, sure. Are you alright? What's been going on?
This is how it all happened. And from his narrations, saw Blue, invited Blue for tea. Blue, oh, nudge, break a pot. Blue, please stop that. Nudge. Blue, I said stop that. Nudge. Ah!
Try my best not to laugh at it and say it's a horrible, horrible thing. You're right. I'm not sure how I will see. I might not invite Blue over anytime soon.
13 different artifacts he destroyed that single visit. I was so tempted to take away 8 of his 9 lives.
It's very good of you not to. Um,
Of course, it would be very unlike me if I did.
well, you did good. Um, Great. Speaking of you and your lovely book collection, you wouldn't happen to have any book on um demon names, would you?
There's many tomes that claim to be collections of demon names, and most of them are accurate, just not up to date. Demons, like humans and Visley or Elderbryn, have careers, and eventually a demon ceases to work. And such demons do not like being summoned.
All right. Do you have an accurate one?
Him being him, his eyes glimpsed to the side because he is thinking of something he doesn't want to tell you. He looked where it was.
I look at it.
You glance, you see a glass case on the shelf that has a book. The book is like home level. Alam mo yung mga ganyang kakapal na,
Nice,
na hardbound with a metal gilding and all that.
right? Tell me, I won't pry. What about angels? What do you have?
Looks at you. Oh, why would I have any of those? But again, his eyes looks at the opposite side of the room.
Zerafel. You know I need to summon stronger demons soon.
I think it's best you stick to the friends you know. And eventually, when you are ready, they will reach out to you. The world is a friendly place after all, and everyone simply would love to be in service to others.
Is an interesting point of view.
Oh, look at the time. We should finish our tea. You should be home.
Should
Your friends will be visiting any moment now. Although I suspect it won't be until a few more weeks before that actually happens.
no idea what you just said. I should be home because my friends are going to visit next in the next few weeks. You can just kick me out.
Did I say weeks? I meant hours. Smith. For you have to forgive me. Time is still a confusing concept for me.
Want me out? You can just tell me. I will take no offense. Good day to you, Aziraphale.
Oh, Agatha, please don't take it wrong. You are my favoritist.
I grab more cookies. I'm assuming he put them out. And I head out.
Um, do Send my hellos to your friends, and good luck on that, sis. Close the door.
Really should put your dangerous books in less conspicuous pedestals.
Oh, the second one wasn't a book. It was a scroll in front of a mirror,
Of course, it was this girl. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I head home.
and as you make your way home, we have the two houses with their lights on. We cut to a wide shot. We have an enforcer of Ta riding the horse, staring and watching. And as keyfall happens in one part of Saturn, see the enforcer look there and then flies there. And from this wide shot, we see more enforcers gathering in the sky towards that direction. Headed to where the keyfall happens. That is more mysteries for another
A lot of
day.
mysteries.
So for the floating door, you both receive 2 acumen.
Yes.
Yes. Each shadow a place. And then if you want, visited pale. Passports needed. Pero ano, di ba? One day passed.
Kinabahan ako dun pa. Wait lang.
And then the added knowledge there is, yun nga, normally visiting the different locations, there are specific gates to go to. And then from there, you ride a sunship that brings you to the other realm. So this door is scary, powerful, instant travel magic.
See it, so it's not really dangerous. Yeah.
And then new stories opened for the future. A Zero Fell Secret is still a story that has not been opened. And the Demon Door.
Told you you'll need me for the demon door. Can't hear you. You're on mute.
That's a no, but yes, but no, but yes. Magkano ang story ulit?
To Acumen to start.
Acumen din. Okay, okay.
Mm.
I have enough to start. Ay, nako.
Yeah, that's it. That's our game for today. I don't think we'll extend it too much, but that's not naman too big a gap from Dino when he rejoins.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. That's cool.
Nice.
I'm glad we got to play
Yeah.
pa rin.
And the surrealness of the setting. Yeah, Key Falls is a canonical event.
Fun.
They're all just here.
Wait, I'll kill
Yay.
Craig, and then we can continue kwento. Thank you, Craig.
Hi, Greg.